Hey guys, Braided Zero here, bringing you a video on difficulty settings in No Man's Sky. Maybe you're just starting out and you kind of want to know the difference between each setting. Well, I'm going to tell you exactly which setting you may want to start with and exactly what are the differences between each setting. We'll start off right off the beginning and say that creative mode it's kind of like the Forge mode in Halo. You just get to unlimited resources and build away. It's the test atmosphere where you get to build a base without wasting resources just to figure out you hate it, and then this is a different way you can build it. It's all a testing atmosphere. Normal mode will probably be the mode that most people start out in. I like to call this just the easy mode or the basic mode. It sets the standard for what the next 3 settings will be. You can carry a huge amount of inventory for each item. You do a moderate amount of damage. Enemies do just the basic damage back to you. You don't take as much damage when you fall. Planets aren't very hostile, even though your starting one will be pretty hostile, but not nearly as difficult as the other settings. You can sprint and jetpack at a moderate distance, and your oxygen drains at the base level. When you die, you can return to your dead body and retrieve your items. If you were in a ship, your ship will break components, maybe one or more, and you can still return to where you died in space to retrieve those items. Survival mode is the hard mode. It amplifies aspects of the normal mode, almost every single aspect of the normal mode. Planets are predominantly more harsh, especially your starting planet, along with the surrounding planets in your solar system. Once you leave the starting solar system, things start to level off, but you can still find like abandoned space stations and stuff like that, which aren't really found in the normal mode. You carry a very small percentage of what is carried in the normal mode. In normal, for basic resources, you can carry like 9,999, but in the hard mode, you can only carry 500. Enemies do more damage to you and you do less damage. Enemies have more health and you have less health. You take substantially more damage from falling, and with being without oxygen or inclement weather, you cannot sprint or jetpack as much, and your oxygen drains much faster. It's not recommended to sprint much in survival mode, especially in the beginning. Use your jetpack more. Upon death, you lose your inventory. If you die in space, the inventory for yourself and for the spaceship are gone. You will spawn on a planet nearby with your spaceship crashed nearby. You'll have to locate your ship and repair it. Again, all of your inventory will be lost. Permadeath mode is the ultra hard mode. It is survival mode, but with 1 life. It is the pure YOLO mode. If you die in this game mode, you will start completely over. In my personal opinion, the beginning of the game creates the largest difference between each of these game modes. Once you make it off the starting planet and begin to upgrade your ship, your exosuit, and you start to buy better gear, these differences between to shrink substantially. Once you've upgraded your gear and installed mods, you'll find that your inventory space is the only thing that really separates these game modes. If you're even slightly experienced in No Man's Sky, you won't be dying, which means the largest difference in the game modes is what you can carry and not losing it when you die. This also becomes less important after you unlock the storage units for your main base, because then you can just throw stuff in those and always return back to your main base, instead of having your cargo slots be the primary way that you carry things in the game. If you're just starting out, or you're an experienced player who doesn't really want the stressful experience of survival mode, then doing normal mode is just fine. It's a great way to experience the game, go through the story without the stress of just being beaten up by everything, at least in the beginning. Once you upgrade your stuff again, that becomes not as much. If you're an experienced player and you want a little more of a challenge, or you're a new player but you're one of those guys who likes to start every game on the hardest difficulty, then hard mode is for you. And if you're all about torturing yourself, then permadeath is for you. It is survival mode, just with one life. Hopefully you don't get too far before you die, because you're going to lose it all. But again, I'll stress that once you make it off the starting planet, it really becomes about the same game. You'll notice a slight difference in how you take damage, especially fall damage. You won't really jetpack as high in survival or permadeath mode as with normal mode, but aside from that, it's really about the same. As long as you're somewhat of a cautious player, you'll be fine. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. If you like the content, come talk to me on Twitch at Braided0 Live. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from about 9 p.m. CST to midnight. You can also follow me on Twitter at Braided0. Thanks for checking out the channel. Smash that subscribe, like button, comment, all that kind of crap. Thanks.